lesson B, video B, is going to start off with a drawing here. So we're just going to draw a quick chart, and we're going to add, this is bagels, and then we have Dana, or Dana depending upon, and then we have Paco. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to represent the number of bagels that each one of these that Dana and Paco have, and we're going to represent them through an icon. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is a pictograph. And the only thing that we're missing from this pictograph is we're missing our key. And our key tells us what each one of these images represents. And in this case, our key is that 1 is equal to 10 bagels. So our question then, the question that this leads to is, how many bagels does Dana have? And subsequently, how many bagels does Paco have? Why don't you pause the video and check and see and come up with an answer for those two of those. Alright, hopefully you've come up with an answer for the two of those. So when you ask, how many bagels does Dana have, the first thing we do is we look at how many bagels are represented here, and she has 3, and then each bagel's worth 10, so 10, 20, Dana has 30 bagels. And then we look at the number of bagels that Paco has, 10, each one of these is 10, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So Paco has 50 bagels. Let's say now that we want to alter this problem. Now, instead of having 30 bagels, what if Dana has 395 bagels and Paco has 612? How would you change, oops, can't type here, how would you change the key to make this work? That being said, how would, if at all, the pictograph change? Okay, so why don't you think about that? Let me expand this so you can see the whole thing. This should be if. Let me change this here. If, there we go. So what if Dana has 395 bagels and Paco has 612? How would you change the key? How would you change the key to make this work? How would, if at all, would the pictograph change? Why don't you pause the video, think about that a little bit, and then why don't you draw that right here? Okay, good luck. Hopefully you've taken enough time, because if you haven't, you wouldn't be restarting the video. But to solve this problem, we're going to have to make another pictograph. So let's just write bagels right here. And let's draw our box. Oh my goodness, that's a horrible line. And let's cut it in half, because half is going to be Dana and half is going to be Paco. Now this time, Dana has almost 400. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give her 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, I could keep going, and if I use this same scale, I would have to make 39. But what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my key. I'm going to change my key, and I'm going to say 1 bagel drawn is equal to 100 bagels. Now, here's the thing. Dana is not quite to 400, but I can, because we're really close and we're kind of rounding, I can just write 400. If I wanted to, I could just take this and just cut out a chunk of it, and then people would know. For Paco, I'm going to draw, well, he's got, with 100 bagels, he's got 600, so 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, and I'm just going to round down to 6 and not worry about the 12. Hopefully your pictograph was very similar to mine in terms of that. Now, if you wrote and made, 39 and 61, it would be correct, but that seems to be a lot of work. So we can change our scale to meet the needs of what our numbers look like. All right, and the final part of this is I'm going to draw another pictograph. And again, we're talking bagels, and we're talking about our new friend Dana and our friend Paco, and our scale goes back to this one right here. So I'm just going to circle this because I kind of ran out of room on my page, and I want you to figure out how many bagels do each Dana and Paco have. So here we go. I should have probably paused instead of having you watch me make the drawing. So why don't you think? Our key is 1 drawn bagel is equal to 10 bagels. How many do Dana and Paco have? Now I'll pause and give you time to solve. With the key of 1 drawn bagel equal 10 bagels, we're going to go with, this is 10, 20, 30, and then this is half a bagel. So what we have is, this is going to be equal to 35 bagels. Now when we look at what Paco has, we have 5, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Paco has 50 bagels. Alright, so that's video number 2, and that's kind of the longer one of the 2. When we look at video 3, we're going to have another pictograph, and then video 4 is going to be, you're going to be making your own. So without further ado, we're done with this one, and it's time for a new video.